Hello everyone, welcome to my January 25th Malta Vibes CSGO slate breakdown. Um, as you guys know, how I go with the CSGO slates is if it's a two-gamer, I'll look at the slate and see if it's worth playing, but most of the time I'll take the night off. The two gamers just aren't that exciting most of the time. Usually there's like a big favorite in there and it just makes things weird. I just don't enjoy those very often. But when we have two close games and I think we can maybe get an edge on the field, I like to play them. And that's what kind of has me making the video today. So the games are Wisla Krakow versus Sinners, and then Fours versus Copenhagen Flames. And as we, the Bovada, which is who I usually use for odds, they didn't have odds on these games, so I went to my second source of odds today. For these GG.bet. I can't advocate for any sports book. I mean, I'm sure you guys have your own favorites, but I just use these for odds at least. And we have Wisla Krakow minus 130. Sinners plus 100, Copenhagen Flames minus 197, Fours plus 150. And I think initial thoughts is Wisla Krakow should be getting a little bit more juice here. Like, I think they're, I don't want to say significantly better, but I think they're better than 130. I think they're better than this line. And I think Copenhagen Flames are getting some love that they maybe don't deserve. So we can get into why I think that. I'm going to bring up the first series, Wisla Krakow versus Sinners. We could check the match histories and stuff and try to get some information that way. I believe these teams have not been playing yet this year. We'll check last month. Oh yeah, Wisla Krakow has been active. Sinners... they're only around 6 maps now. So the thing here with Sinners is I think they're still getting like love from when they were decent with Oscar. And now Oscar is gone, but I feel like the price hasn't like caught up to them yet really. Like I feel like although like they do have Neofrag who's good and like they're not bad. But I think when you go from Oscar to 4Z, I feel like they've just kind of dropped off a little. And I actually like these Wisla Krakow players a good amount. So that's where I'm headed. That's what kind of inspired me, I guess, to like make this video. I guess is kind of hot takes. So I guess maybe on both of these. Like I feel like Wisla Krakow should be more of a favorite. Again, there's not a whole bunch to glean from match history because these teams have only been playing for not that long after the season like restarted, I guess you could say. As you could see, Sinners, they've only beaten like a random Russian team, and it went to 3. And then although Saw is not bad, like I don't know, they're just like these are like no names, and they're barely getting through. They lost to Saw. And when you look at who Wisla Krakow are playing, like these are all not bad teams and orgs. I would say maybe outside of like a couple. When you look at the EC Kiev roster, these are not good players or team, really. Same could be said for this FTEW roster. But they're winning. They're winning those. They beat Looking for Org. I think this is... like former Renegades or something. Yeah, they have Ozer, Esperanto, Sterling. So these are like somewhat reputable OCE players, but again, not much there. But I mean, they're beating like decent teams like 777, Tricked, and they're losing to Endpoint and Skade. Like those are much better teams than like Saw and going to third map with one shot. So I'm just not seeing it really. I like Wisla Krakow. I think they should be bigger favorites. And it's pretty obvious where their kills go through. Snatchy, Sobal, and Jedker. As you can see, like Snatchy is super mispriced. Goofy's overpriced, Sobal, and then Jedker. Like they're just simply mispriced. I'd imagine they're gonna be popular because of that, but um, and they're the favorites, so you're not gonna get like leverage with them really. But I still think they should get the job done pretty well, and it can work when you pair them up with the other team that I'm talking about here, Copenhagen Flames and Fours. So I think Copenhagen Flames are still getting like a lot of steam from when they were good during a major a while ago. I wish I had a better time frame on it, but they let's see. So PGL Stockholm, that was October, and they were beating great teams. Like they had wins over FaZe, EG, Heroic, Big, Astralis, and they had an amazing major run, but then they kind of were starting to get found out. They lost to One Win, they lost to Fnatic, lost to LDLC, lost to Savage TTC, Blink again, Gamer Legion. Like they're losing to lower end teams now, and they just haven't been the same since that major. And I think they're still getting like too much like name recognition here. Like they beat up on the Young Ninjas. They beat Force haven't played like anyone really either. But I still think Copenhagen Flames just like get too much steam in general here. Like I like that they haven't changed their roster. The same cannot be said really for Fours. They've been kind of swapping players around for the most part. They found some success and they've kept that roster for the in the later parts. But I mean, these are good Fours players. Although I like Copenhagen Flames, like I feel like they're still just getting like a little too overvalued now. And Fours have been playing, like they played good teams as well. Like this is probably be a close series, but I think you just like go with Fours. Like if people have the money, like Wisla Krakow were like pretty mispriced. Like Snatchy is like the best player on the team, and he's 6,200. So like he's going to be a popular captain. He's going to be extremely heavily owned. I mean, I don't think you can get away from it really, but he seems pretty logical there. And then like if people can pair favorites with favorites, then they might, like then they will. But I still think Copenhagen Flames are just getting like too much steam here really. So I'm going with the Fours side. Another thing as well is when you look at their like win, like they have a similar like win to loss. Like Copenhagen Flames are +8 in map count, and Fours are +5, so they're pretty close. But Fours have a much better kill death ratio, so they can pop off and get those more often. So I like that team much better. For the Fours side, Sorte, Shafley, or Shalfie are your two, and then it's between Kenzie and Jerry. We can look at these two a little bit more to get a better picture. So it looks like Jerry absolutely blows Kenzie out of the water in terms of 4 kill rounds, which equates to a bonus on the DraftKings scoring. So, I mean, it's going to be tough to decide to get to Kenzie there. Like, he has a slightly better kill death ratio, but he's a lot less involved. The way the scoring works is you get 1.5 for a kill and 1 for a death. So, although going, or -1 for a death. So, although going more positive is better, like if you're less involved, like if somebody who goes like 20 and 20 is the same as somebody who goes 15 and 12, I think, something like that. I believe that's 10. I don't know. I can't do the mental math right now, but I'm pretty sure that somebody who goes 20 and 20 is better than somebody who goes 15 and 10. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's probably not exactly that, but you get my point. If the more action leads to like more kills, like I'm fine with somebody getting more overall kills and has like a similar ratio. But obviously, this huge discrepancy in like multi-kill rounds is a big difference there. So I'm going Jerry as well. Unfortunately, like I don't like doing this really with but this is like just kind of how it goes down sometimes with CSGOs. I don't want to like build lineups for you guys, you know, like I'm sure it's probably like just straight up against the rules and stuff. But when you have like a clear and obvious construction of how rosters should be built, and when you're kind of like picking two teams in a two gamer, you know, the rosters are kind of just going to build themselves. Like we can take a look at like the Copenhagen Flames, their team, and then look at the Sinners team and see if there's any like one-offs that are worth going for. I think maybe Neofrag. He's had some crazy. Let's check how they did in their series. So Forzy's been decent, and then it's Neofrag. I would go with Neofrag. I think Neofrag is a more experienced, better player. And then the Copenhagen Flames side, we look, and between Nikodos and Roy, nothing like too crazy to stand out there from either of those. I think like if something like this, you might have to get creative and get like a different captain, or maybe you can do like the one-off with like Forzy or Neofrag if you think like maybe this goes to 3. Like if it goes to a third map, then people from both sides can get there. There's no question about that. The same for this, you know, series as well. Maybe you want to play like Nikodos or Roy. Like I said, they can get there as well. I just like to go with the like one team really. I like to go, or like I don't like to split between like teams that are playing against each other. It just feels like it's a kind of like negative EV thing over time, and you just need to like hope that your team gets in a more positive environment. And like if we've seen this before, like a team can dominate a map 1, lose a close map 2, and then dominate a map 3. Like just because it goes 3 doesn't necessarily mean that like kill death ratios are close, you know. So that's why I'm liking this slate. I like these players. I like this build. I like going Wisla Krakow and fours. I'd imagine there's not going to be a lot of like pivot options. There's only so many players on a 2-gamer. But that's going to be it for me tonight. Hopefully we can start winning some CS slates. I believe I'm like 0-2 on CSGO slates, although I've had like split picks on both of them. Yeah, that's going to be it for me tonight. Best of luck to you guys, and I will see you guys on the next CSGO slate.